Hi guys!
Hey everyone!
How are you guys today? Friday afternoon. It's 5 p.m. here in Dubai.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if we have any viewers.
We'll just push for more viewers before we go ahead and start our live stream. Guys, if you cannot hear us, or if there's something wrong with the visuals, let us know, okay?
Mask is not aligned.
We're gonna wear our masks properly.
Yeah. Safety first.
Yes, we are live here at the Otaku ME main store. It's in Sunrise Building, Al Safa 2, and the nearest landmark is the Noorbank Metro Station. Today we'll have our online workshop. I'm Paolo. We have Mickey.
Here's Mickey.
And we'll be talking about doing clean builds. So we'll still be using Gunpla as an example.
Build, yeah.
And we'll be teaching you guys how to after you build like out of the box, what is like, this is kind of like the next step.
It's something like would urge viewers to, like, the builders to have more patience on building as well.
Yes,
It's not just build and do a lot of process and
exactly,
nothing, but
like
it will build up your
taking out the
patience.
parts and building it. It doesn't end there.
Yes.
There's still a lot of things that you can do with your Gunpla. And one of the first things that you can do is actually make sure your build is clean, and either it's cleaned up and then you leave it as it is, or it's cleaned up and it's prepped or ready for
Ready
painting.
for painting, yeah.
Yes. So especially if you want to go to like the painting stages, the first thing that you need to consider is
Yes.
making sure it's clean, because once it's painted, any imperfections will actually
Show up on the paint.
Exactly.
As well. Yeah,
It will
so
be
you have to
highlighted.
make sure that everything is cleaned and
We currently
There
have
are
8
processes.
viewers. Ali, hi Ali. How are you doing, Ali? Give us some of this Japanese curry.
we're hungry.
We're hungry. Guys, let us know that you're with us. Send in your comments, suggestions, questions, especially if your question is about our topic today, which is doing clean builds. So,
Yes, it's important that you guys ask about our topic today, because we'll try to answer as much as we can.
Miki will be
Especially-
going through the process, and if there's any part of the process that you are confused or you want more clarification, let us know and we'll be happy to answer as much questions as we can. So we'll just wait for a little bit. Stay with us, guys. We'll just need
Let's see if we get more
spike
viewers.
up more viewers before we go ahead and start with the workshop.
As you guys can see here right now, we have a clean builds MG's build strike, and we'll show you guys what's the difference between the clean build and just normally built without any process of you know.
This is a
sanding and
master
stuff.
grade, right?
This is a master grade, yes.
Yeah, it's a very beautiful gift. Guys, make sure to share this live stream. Share it on your groups. Share it on your page, so your friends, your family, they can actually join us in our workshop today. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Otaku Middle East. All of our past workshops, all of our tutorials, it's there, so you can go back there and all the topics that you would like to know regarding this amazing hobby. It's there on our YouTube channel. And if you have any questions, suggestions, let us know.
Let's see, maybe you try refresh the page and see if we get different viewers. Minutes. Alright, so we're still in the same amount of viewers.
Ali says audio is loud and clear. That's great.
That's good.
That's good. And also, I don't know if you've seen the announcement that our president, Mr. Kai Sedki, did last week. Was it last week?
Yeah, last week we announced the new website.
Yes,
so
the new
it's-
website. So it's not yet activated.
Mhm.
We're still in the process of migrating or
Yes.
merging the data from the old website. But I hope maybe in like 2 weeks time, that's like our target. We'll
Mhm.
have the new website up and coming. There's a lot of amazing features, so the layout is more user friendly.
Yep, and it will be super.
Super
Fast.
fast. Yes,
Yes.
that's the main point of it. So it's gonna be fast. It's gonna be user friendly. All the you can easily access the news, the blogs, and the best thing I guess we have
The loyalty
points.
points. Yeah.
So starting during the time that we launch the new website, there will be loyalty points. Not only that, there will be collector
Collector
cards.
cards, and you can also share your builds.
Share your
Yeah,
builds.
there's
We
a
have
modelers.
like a gallery
Yep.
that you can post your builds in there. You can create user review for the
Mhm.
kits that you've already built, so other people can like read that and like help it to for them to decide if they like the kit or not.
Mhm.
And doing all those things actually gives you points. So you
Yep.
can earn more if you engage more on the new website. But it's not yet active. Wait, probably a week
There
and
will
a
be
half,
an announcement
2 weeks,
as well,
we'll make
yeah.
an announcement.
Mhm.
Yes. So what else is there?
Mhm.
And yeah, apparently with the new website, we'll also be opening international
International
shipping.
shipping. Yes.
Anywhere that Aramex can deliver to, we can deliver.
Mhm.
That's the plan.
Yep.
So, very exciting times here at Otaku and me, and we'll be very happy if you guys are with us during these amazing times that we have in the company.
Mhm.
Ali's saying, I'd like to learn how Mickey's method of getting clean builds, knob removal especially. So
We'll show you guys.
We'll tackle all of that. So basically, we will not build the whole kit.
Oh yeah.
That will take forever. So
we built one side here, so we'll show you guys the other side how it's done.
Yeah,
basically.
so we're targeting maybe an hour and a half of
Mhm.
showing you guys like how to like the basics of clean building,
Mhm.
and we'll be tackle a lot of will not go in depth, but we will be tackling different parts of actually the building of
Yes,
the kit.
we'll show you each process. The basic. It's basically the basics of Gunpla or modeling.
Mhm.
You know, everyone needs to learn this because it's something that everyone can use if they want to paint or they want something that is clean on their shelf.
Mhm.
Like-
Yes, you don't just want to cut out the parts and
Mhm.
then display that.
Yep.
You want to have it as clean as possible, as displayable as
Yes.
possible.
We all started with something
Mhm.
that not clean and not
Mhm.
that.
But it's time for us
It's
to
time for us to
level
learn
up.
yeah,
Yes.
learn something.
Yeah. So maybe we can start talking about like our topic for today.
Yep.
If you just joined us, our topic today is doing clean builds.
Clean builds.
Mickey, what exactly is a clean build?
Clean build is something that, like I said, it's a process of cleaning your kit,
Mm-hmm.
not just building it. Because if you just build it, have a nipper and
Exactly. Yeah,
it will
that's
show
just
some,
basic building. Yeah.
yeah, it will show something that is not perfectly built.
Mhm,
Like there are
mhm.
knobs, uncleaned spaces, there are seam lines like that. But clean build basically helps you remove
all
those, yes,
yeah.
and then it also helps you to do the like what you call this. It also helps you to progress on your painting
Exactly.
skills as well.
It's
It's
ve-
something that you need to do
It's
when you're
very
painting.
highly
yes.
recommended. Before
Mm.
you go on painting, make sure that your piece is ready to be
Mhm.
painted. Mickey, since you started doing Gunpla, like how many years did it take you to actually start like doing clean builds, or did you start right away?
Oh yeah. Well, I've been in Gunpla for like 7 years. Now?
7 years.
Yeah, 7
Mhm.
years, and of course, I started only with my hand. Like I built only using
Yeah,
my hand.
you
I
did
didn't have
tell me that you just removed the parts
I don't
using your
have
hand.
tools or anything. I just want to build and I want to see what I'm going to get
Mm.
in outside the box. So that's basically everyone when they're starting. But
Yeah. Twisting the part,
yes,
trying to
and
remove it.
I found out that there are like competitions happening during
Mm-hmm.
here in Dubai. So we had like I've seen people doing clean bills, and I'm not sure what that is before.
And
I-
most competitions they do have a clean build category.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes. So I've seen those kits, and I was amazed that how do they do these? Like it's so clean, and there's nothing to see. Like there's no mess on the kit.
Yes, exactly.
It's like a master display piece.
It's as if it's like a pre-made action figure
Yeah,
in a
something
way.
like that. Yeah, that's something that I saw and I wanted to learn.
Learn,
So,
yeah.
and then during those time after maybe 3 years
Mhm.
of Gonpla, and we met James, TK Mechworks, TK
Yes.
07 Mechworks, and he taught us everything that he knew about the
The
Gonpla
hobby.
hobby, and that's where I learned the clean build as well.
Now, do you clean build every kit that you have,
Mm-hmm.
or you clean build some of it, some of it no?
Yes, yes, exactly. I don't clean build everything. That's
Mm.
but it's your choice as well. If you want to clean build everything, that is a good
Yes.
practice, and it's something that improves your patience. But I've done most of the time that before, like since I learned clean builds, I clean built everything, and then now I see that I've done a lot of process. Now I want to teach people.
Yeah, and then I like to tell you a story. I haven't told you this, but
Mm-hmm.
I started out like really building a lot of gunpla when I started joining Otaku,
Mhm.
which is almost like a year and a half ago.
Uh-huh.
And then the first one who taught me how to clean is you.
Oh.
So I was just here, I was just building, I was just cutting, I didn't know what I'm doing. And then you approached me and then you gave me a file and you taught me how to like remove the knobs using a file.
Mhm.
And since then, I kind of had it in me that every time I'm building, at least I have a sanding stick,
Sanding stick
or a
or
file
yeah.
just to remove. Now, every time I build, it takes a little bit more time, but
Mhm.
I'm not satisfied if I just
It's
like
not
I
clean,
leave it.
yeah, yeah.
I have to clean it.
Mhm.
And yeah, thank you, Mickey. You actually
welcome,
you
yeah.
inspired me to actually.
Well,
It's not the clean building like overall, but at least I'm trying to remove as much knobs as I
Mhm.
can.
Well, a lot
from
of
my builds.
like modelers wants just to see what they get out of the box. So they don't clean it. They just build it, something like that. So this one is quite the opposite of that
Yes.
logic. You know,
Mhm.
it's something that you would enjoy your building while you're progressing as you
Exactly.
build. Something
It's like
you're learning how.
multitasking.
Yeah, you're earning more. You're gaining more patience.
Yes.
Yeah.
Patience is the key, right?
Yeah,
It's like the
always.
key word. Hi to Win Arcelio is watching. Muhammad Ali. James is watching. James, next week you'll be back here with me.
Yeah.
We'll have another workshop.
Another workshop, yes.
We had to give James a rest.
Mhm.
Achilles Dizon, build a tank. I would love to see one. Definitely. Well, we're starting out with our gunpla kits, but definitely we will cover everything about the hobby, and we love our tanks. So, and actually the staff here is currently working on their tanks. Like all of
We've
them
been
has
building
an
a lot of
assignment
tanks, yes.
of doing tanks. So we will definitely build some.
Mhm.
Van is watching. Hey, what's up, Van? I guess now can you show us like some comparison? So I'd like to see personally, and I'd like our viewers to see what difference does it make of like something that's a clean build and a standard or a regular build without any cleaning.
All right, so,
So if you can show us
I'll
that.
just I'll show you these guys. So this is one of the clean builds kits. So I'll show you one. I just got one, and you guys can see the difference immediately. You'll see it after I cut.
Guys, be sure to share the live stream, okay?
Mhm.
Share it on the groups, Gunpla groups that you know. So maybe we can help out others that just starting out as well.
Alright, so the usual builds of those who don't like clean build is
Mhm.
it will show these marks. Like
Yes,
these
the
marks.
knob marks.
That's the knob
Yes.
mark. That's something that we want to get rid of.
Mhm.
So unlike this one, this is the other half of the build. That's this part. You can see
I
here.
can't see it.
That's gone, and
There-
this one is still here.
Yes.
That's something that we want.
So
we
that's
wanna
the common
tackle this
thing.
time.
Like once you cut it from the sprue or the runner,
Mhm.
usually I'm talking about those that just like starting out.
Mhm.
They usually just leave it there.
Yes,
yeah?
yes, that is.
Like if you want it that
Yeah,
way, that's completely fine.
Mhm.
But since we're talking about clean build, those are the things that we need to remove and
Mhm.
hopefully not see, or
Not
it won't
seen,
be
yes.
very obvious after we've
Mhm.
done our process, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So that's for example, those are the parts. For example, you see this. You don't leave that much knobs like that. You have to clean them up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So let's see.
It's a comparison.
Mhm.
Before they start, maybe they're building with us right now.
Oh, yeah.
What can you suggest? What are some of the basic tools that you can suggest
Mhm.
for clean building?
So I'll in this workshop I'll basically tell you guys how I do my clean build. It's not
Mhm.
something that you have to do it 100%, like copy everything 100%.
Mhm.
But you get if you get anything from this workshop, you can use
can
it,
apply it,
to
yeah.
your skill
your own
set,
build,
to your
yeah.
own build, and then learn something different or the same on that process as well.
Mhm.
So it's not the
Like James always say, everyone has their own process.
Yes, yes.
But we're just trying to give you a little bit more tips and like guidance on how to actually start with this.
So this time we'll show you how I clean it.
How Mickey does it.
Yes, and it's not the perfect clean build, but we'll show
When
you the
it comes to
process.
clean building
Mhm.
and like posing kits, our go-to guy is always Mickey.
Yep.
So, Mickey, yeah.
So the tools
ahead.
that basically we need is a proper nipper. Say for example, we have a god on here, but my best friend is this Tamiya nipper.
Mhm.
So this is the one that I've been using most of the time. Before, like it's been 4 years.
4 years now.
This guy is with
Oh,
me.
Very durable.
Yeah. So and next is a file, a fine file.
And guys, this is the tools that Mickey uses.
This is what I use.
If
so-
you don't have a god hand or a Tamiya nipper, if you have the basic one
Mhm.
already from the tool set, that's completely fine.
That's fine. I can even show you guys as well, even if you just have this.
yeah.
So this has more process, unlike with these
Mhm.
guys.
You
but
can reach the same
Mhm.
result. It's just that it'll take a little bit more effort
yes, yes.
if you're using
Mhm.
like the basic one compared if you're using something like the god hand.
And then some sanding sponge.
Mm-hmm.
These are my go-to.
So you're more into sponge than paper?
depends on what I'm building basically. So I have
exactly.
also
That's a good-
sandpapers.
Ah, okay, okay.
I'll show you guys the difference between them and what's their use as well.
Okay.
I have
That's
more
great.
sandpapers,
Good to
different
know.
grades. So that's from 800 to 2000. Here we have 400 to 1000. So basically, I still need to use some sandpapers because
Guys, if
We
you
need
don't
more.
know, the lower the number
Yes.
on a sandpaper, the rougher or the more gritty
yes,
it is. So
the
the,
more
higher the
plastic it
number,
will,
the finer
consume,
it is. So Mickey will like show you later something that we call progressive sanding.
yes, as well.
Yeah.
That's the tools, and
That's
then
the plan. Yep.
that's it for the like basic
tools,
sand
right?
basic tools. Yeah,
Mm.
just sandpaper, nipper. Some uses these, but
It's like the knife. Yeah.
X-Acto knife. But I stopped using this because I kept getting
Getting
stabbed.
cut.
So So I have to do my own process without
Safety
this.
is the number one priority.
Yes, yes.
So whatever you're comfortable with,
If
go
you're
with
comfortable with this in cleaning as well as this, then you're good
By
with
all
this.
means,
Yes, by
yeah.
all means. But
that. It's just that Mickey is clumsy,
Yes.
so he always cuts himself. So
I hate
he'd
myself.
rather not use the
But
X-Acto knife.
well, I'll try to show you guys how to use this as well. So I have also this. If you guys have seen this in James'
James' workshop,
workshop, this
yeah.
is a ceramic blades. It helps me clean my knobs as well.
Mhm.
So those are my tools, and yeah, that's all.
And guys, you don't need all the tools right away.
Yeah.
I mean, buy them one by one. The most basic one is a cutter.
Yep.
At least you have a cutter.
As long as
with
you have a
you
cutter.
can build your kit. But if you wanna like progress with the hobby, tools is an essential part of the hobby. So you can invest on tools one by one, and don't try to like if it's not that convenient for you, don't try to like get all the tools that you need right away.
It's well, it's an investment.
It's an
always
investment.
for the tools, but you
And if
need
you can,
to
you can
do
absolutely do it. But
one at a time.
one at a
Yes.
time. If it's not convenient for you, don't.
Yeah, I didn't buy all of these at once actually. It's like a 7 year or let's say 4 years of investment in tools. These
Exactly.
are all my tools. So
And as you continue building, you'd like to learn more,
Learn
you'd like
more.
to do more,
upgrade.
and eventually you'll find the tools that you need. Like, I want to go start clean building, so I'll probably need a file or sanding sticks. Then that's the time that you're reminded, okay, I'll go ahead and buy my sanding
yes,
sticks.
exactly.
So just wait until you yourself, like actually, like your mind or your heart is telling you, hey, I want to
We
try
need more,
something
yeah,
out.
something else, yes.
I probably need this tool. That's when you go ahead and buy it. Yep.
Exactly.
So we have, I guess that's the basic ones that we
Basic,
need, right?
yes, yes. So if we have any more questions,
Yeah,
regarding
guys,
the
if
tools,
you have any questions or
just
suggestions,
keep the
let
tools
us
here for
know
now. Let's see.
on the comments. And guys, if you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, that would be much appreciated. And if you want to be alerted every time we have a live stream going on, click on the bell. If you're using a mobile, I think it's on the bottom part.
Oh yeah.
If you're using a PC, it's in the bottom right corner. There's a bell there, so you'll be notified every time we go live, so you don't miss anything. So yeah, Mickey, I think we're ready to start
with
with
the-
some hands-on
Yep. All right. So
workshop.
let's start with how to cut your parts. So before I start, yeah, I'll show you what. Okay, let's draw them. I'll try to draw them as much as best I can. So the normal knobs are always in this shape, like a triangular shape.
It's
So
angled. Yeah.
it's angled that way. So because that's the entry of
the plastic. That's how
liquid.
the mold.
The mold
is
goes
actually
in, yes. So
designed,
this
yes.
is your plastic. That's how the the plastic goes in. And let's show you guys the top view of that.
Oh, Johnny's saying hi. Hatsune Miki.
He calls me that way. Okay, this is the top view. It's like a triangular as well on this side. So as you can see, there's a difference between the thickness.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the thin part,
Mm.
and then that's the thick part. So you don't cut. For me, the way I cut my nippers, my sprue is I cut from this first and this side. I leave this triangular area, and then later on, one by one, trim them out
Slowly.
slowly. But it depends on the size of your knob, of course. If you have a very small knob, you can directly sand it sometimes.
Yes.
But
This I personally do. Yeah, because I notice I'm more prone to making mistakes if I just cut it in a single stroke or in a single cut. So yeah, I think So you're saying like cut them like
one
progressively.
yeah, slowly. So that's why we're going to show you guys a master grade. So because the master grade has like the mid range knob mark size, so they have the normal size, and in cutting, you don't cut. For example, you have this blade. You don't cut this way because this is the thickest part.
Thick side, yeah.
You cut and this way, like that. That's how, because you have the thin size, and let's see, how do I explain it? It's basically gives you less resistance for the plastic and your nipper.
There's less plastic to cut.
Yes, exactly.
And it already gives you a guide.
A guide, yes.
It's already angled. So your cutter will just like fit right in there. Not like if you cut on the other side, which is the thicker part, you'll have more resistance from the plastic, which might cause actual damage to the part,
exactly.
which I happen to have done just this morning.
I'll show you guys what the. Okay, let's try to mess up one part.
Guys, please don't do this
Don't
at
do
home.
this.
Don't
This
try
is-
to mess up your.
This is not the proper, but
This is for educational purposes.
yes. So I'll try to mess up using the
The basic
this
cutter.
basic cutter. Let's see if I can mess up. Did I? Okay, there we go. And then do the others properly. You see how I cut? Okay, so here I cut the parts from this side.
You
only.
don't cut right
You don't
near
cut
the part
directly.
right away. Yeah.
Unlike here, I cut it directly, so that's kind of a mess. But here, I cut it this way.
Leave a little allowance, right? Yeah.
And the way I hold my runner is I don't put pressure on my other hand. I just support it. Like
yeah.
hold it that way, because if I resist with my other hand, it causes this snipper to like resist to the
Yeah,
plastic
it gives
and
more resistance, and
yeah.
you might cut something else.
Exactly. Or stress the plastic.
Yes.
So stress the normal. So that's the messed up one. I hope that's a messed up. Really, we can clean it anyway, but
Yeah, that's the kind of thing that you'd like to avoid.
yeah.
Honestly, guys.
I'll try to mess this one as well and clean the other one.
Guys, if you're just tuning in,
Yep.
don't do this at all. Don't mess up your kits
Yeah, I'll show you guys the
on
mess.
purpose.
This is like the old like what normal builders do because they just wanna build.
Yeah,
You don't wanna
when I started out, I used to do it this way. I like
So
my
this is how I do as well
Yeah.
before with these nippers and all that. That's the messed up one. If it's
because
visible.
the psychology behind it, it's just I just want to cut out the parts so
Exactly,
I can
exactly.
assemble them.
So you can see here, that's the white stress. That is something that we want to avoid in this process of cutting. So the way we do it, okay, we'll keep on using this one. Is okay. Let's show the prop. Like I showed here, I cut it this way, or sometimes if it's if the triangle is too thick, like for example this thick, I cut this way and then this way, and then now I have a straight triangle. Now I'll do the same process of cutting slowly.
Slowly.
Like this one, we have a big one here.
Yeah.
That's a big one. So what I do?
Wait. Before you cut it, show them the sides, like the thick
Oh,
one
yeah,
and the
exactly.
thin one,
So-
if it's visible.
That's the thin one.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a
guys. If you can
triangle.
see that, yeah, that's the way you're supposed to cut.
Yes.
Right?
And then that's the thick one.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how the that's where is the plastic will resist. So
That's
what I will do,
Very helpful.
I'll start with this side.
And also, it helps that you cut it out partially, because you'll be able to turn the part around and
Yes.
find that thin part. Because
Exactly.
if you're cutting it directly and it's still in the runner, it's very limited. You can only cut on certain areas, but you can't really like move the part around because
Yes.
the whole runner is like stopping you from doing that.
Now we have less thickness
Yes.
here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll try to do it. I'll try to do clean build here as well.
Yeah.
The long
Please
process. One cut, one out, another one, another one. You see now the white is going. Okay. Okay, now I went direct, and as you can see, there are white stress marks, but less than this one, because this one basically, what if you go direct to the end of the knob, the plastic, it will curve in, like
Mm-hmm.
it
It will
eat up
actually
plastic
destroy
like
the
this.
plastic. Yeah.
Something like this. So that's something that you wanna avoid,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Because
So
that's something that you can never fix.
exactly,
It'll
you have
always
to
be
sand
there.
it.
Not
deep.
unless you sand it so much that you
Sand
won't
it
see it
deep,
again.
yes.
Yes.
So that's how we cut properly. Let's try the God hand as well in different parts. Right, so I'll try here. See, there's
Wow.
not much
The
resistance.
God hand cuts like hot knife through butter.
Yep. So no
It's
resistance.
no resistance at all. The plastic never stood a
Mhm.
chance.
So
Man.
here I was careful of cutting, because this is not like a sharp.
It is sharp, but
It's
it is
not
wide.
it's
The
wide,
thing-
it's thick, yeah,
It's
it's not
thick,
as
yeah,
thin.
exactly.
So this
Can
in
you
this
show them
one-
how thin the God hand is? Guys, look at that. Oh my.
There's a difference. Also this one.
Yes.
This one is something that I use always. And then you can do here is slowly cut.
Mm-hmm. Still, even with the God hand.
Even with a God hand, you
Cut
still
it
need
slowly.
to cut it slowly, because God hand will also carve in your plastic if you go
Especially,
directly.
yeah, especially since it's really sharp
Yeah,
and
yeah,
thin.
I
It'll
can
just
show
cut
you in
through
this
your
one.
plastic. Yeah.
Maybe I can show you in this one. Oh, okay, it didn't.
Mm.
Okay, here, let's try. Because sometimes, yeah, there we go. If you go directly,
Uh-huh.
it created it ate up plastic on this side. If it's visible, let's hope.
Yeah.
Is it visible?
It's not very visible, but
Yeah, on this side.
yeah, there you go. That, oh man, no,
So
don't do that, Mickey.
I went direct, and it ate up plastic on this one. But unlike here, I didn't go direct, and
Yeah.
it's only that
Man.
part. That is where we wanna start sanding.
Later on, yeah.
Yeah. So you have to, even with the God hand, you have to avoid cutting directly. It will eat up the plastic
Mhm.
even more.
Mhm. Mhm.
So let's clean up this other one as well.
Hi, Omel. Omel's watching. Abdullah Al Hashim, how are you, bro? James saying, I like the Tamiya 123 side cutter.
Yes,
the most.
he's the one who recommended this one to me. 1, 2, 3.
But we recommend all of them.
All of them, just know the process. Yes. So
Remember,
that's-
guys, these are just tools.
these are
Skills is what matters.
You need to learn that.
Yes.
Some skills as well.
Exactly.
Tools
Alright.
will not matter. Just like I showed you in God hand.
Exactly.
If you don't do the proper cutting, it will eat up the plastic like this.
Even if it's a God hand or
Yes,
a high-end
like this
nipper.
one, it will eat up the plastic. So that's like the basic way of cutting, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. Actually, I started out like doing it directly as well,
Mhm.
but I think you taught me how to like cut it properly.
Mhm.
So yeah, it takes a little bit more time, a little bit more effort
Yeah.
on your end.
It's like a minute.
But the thing
No,
is,
yeah.
the importance of it is that, especially if you want to go painting after, like having those parts eaten up, even if it's just a tiny part, once you prime
Mhm.
the plastic, it will
Exactly.
show. It will be highlighted. And then you'll spend more time like sanding it off until it's not obvious or recognizable. So yeah, it's better right from the start to cut it the right way, cut
Mhm.
it properly. Next.
So we're done with the cutting. I hope you guys understand how I showed you guys. So
Mhm.
the next
Is
one is how to like
Trim.
sand them.
or trimming the knobs.
Yeah, we've trimmed the knob as
You
well.
trimmed the knob
Yeah.
already.
So sanding process.
Sanding process.
So
yes.
we'll start with a file or either with the sponge or with the sandpaper. I'll show you guys the difference between them. So first, the way I sand them, it depends on how thick it is. So
Mhm.
in master grade, of course, I'll have to start with the sanding file.
Mhm.
As you can see, it's all rusty. It's been long.
Mhm. You've used it for a long time.
Yes.
And there's different kinds of files,
Yes,
guys.
there
So
are-
the patterns are different,
Mhm.
the grits are different.
Yep.
So yeah, make
I would
sure you
recommend something like the flat version.
make sure you get a file that like you have a certain purpose of what you want to do with it.
Exactly. Do we have the flat?
You don't want to get like a really rough file for just like simple cleaning because it will actually eat up like more plastic than you want. Ahmed is saying the 123 side cutter is an alternative to God hand.
Mm-hmm.
Guys,
Yeah. So
Tamiya
this-
endorsers.
Tamiya endorsers. Okay. Anyway, so this is my file. So this is the one I've been using, and for file you don't. How can I say it? You don't push the file
Mm-hmm.
onto the plastic because the file will eat up the plastic faster than your nippers.
Yes.
Yeah, so you have to be very careful and let the file do its job.
Yeah.
So let's start with.
Let the file work,
Mm-hmm.
not you.
Yep.
Do not
So-
apply too much pressure. Yeah.
So here, if I start cleaning this is the messed up one that I made with the baby nipper. I'll have to dig in deep because it's basically deep in between, and here it's just the top area. So these white marks are the ones that are problematic for
Yes.
for all the builders.
Those
basically.
are the ones that you'd like to remove.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you have to do the proper cutting to avoid these as well.
Mhm.
So
And even if you do the proper cutting, you'll still have that, but
you
it's
still have
easier
that.
to remove.
Yes, exactly.
Mhm.
So you have more. It's better for you to file it or sand it,
Mhm.
even if you still have it because you did the proper.
Proper way of cutting.
Yeah, proper way of cutting them. So let's start with this side. So what I do is this is a flat surface. So I will not do it, say, angled, because if I do angle, this will create more angle on. This is already an angled area.
Yeah.
So I want to keep this flat as possible.
You'll change the shape.
Yes,
of
it
the
will change
part.
the shape. Sure. So let's start with sanding. So in file using the file, you do it one side only, not this,
Yeah. Exactly.
because you don't see what you're.
I used to do that.
Well, I used to do that as well
Yeah.
before, but
And
I saw the
after
difference.
there's no more plastic.
yes, exactly.
I
It ate up
swear
the
that
plastic.
happened to me.
Maybe we can show them as well.
And I remember you said earlier that like applying too much pressure, it eats up a lot of plastic
Yeah,
very fast. So if you go like this, there's a tendency that you will overfile it
Mm-hmm.
and you will create more damage. So yeah,
Worse than cleaning
doing it only on one side, you can actually see the result right
Immediately.
after every pass. So you know when to
Let's
stop.
see here. I go flat as possible. Let's see. Now, the reason why I'm using this is not to like remove the stress mark.
Mhm.
It's to flatten up the
the
the plastic because
Mhm.
that's the area where the stress mark is.
Yes.
So there will always be whites, but if you do the proper sanding file, it will be removed as well.
And I just would like to explain stress marks.
Are the whites.
They are caused by like you're cutting through the plastic,
Directly, yes.
and when you cut into the plastic, part of the plastic will be moved
Yes.
forcefully.
Yes, it's
So
resisting.
when they move forcefully, they because of the resistance, it creates like either like lumps,
Mhm.
or if you overcut it, like
It will go
it
like a
has
big-
like an empty space right
Mm.
there.
like this, that like this
Mhm.
curve.
Mm-hmm.
So it will create something like that and then turn into white.
That's so yeah. You wanna like
Avoid that.
file it flat.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now I'm going to show you guys. So here, what I did, I filed it, and there's still white, but that is going later on after we
Mhm.
continue with the sanding.
Yes.
Okay, so also one more thing, if everyone noticed, there is a mold line here.
Yes.
So you wanna remove that as well.
Yes.
If you wanna start with filing as well, you can go direct and file it.
It's great that you mentioned mold
Mhm.
lines.
There are mold,
Mold
lines.
lines. How do I explain this? It's an imperfection. It's
In
the
bet-
way the kits are built because they're pressed on a
Yeah,
mold.
it's the way that they are molded. So basically, they
Yeah.
are two parts of mold squeezed.
To squeeze together,
together
just
and
like when
then
you're casting
injected,
something or
yeah.
you're molding something.
Yeah, and then the plastic is injected inside. So there are some plastic that will ooze out in between
Mhm.
these
So you'll
two.
see that like a line
Mhm.
in the middle, like a partition line.
Mhm.
That has to be removed. I
As
know
well.
that some of us, or even most of us, thinks it's already part of the kit that we don't have to remove them. But yeah, unfortunately,
It
it's
is
not part
something
of
that
the
you need to
design of
clean,
the
yes.
kit. As much as possible, if you can remove them for if you want to like do a clean build, it's something that you need to take note of as
Mhm.
well. Yeah, mold
Alright,
lines.
so this is the part that we cut. We did cut with this part, I think, if I can remember correctly. Yes. So now I sanded down all the mold lines, and next is depends on how rough is your sanding stick.
Mhm.
You have to use the proper sandpaper, so sanding punch after it. So for example, this, I think this is 400.
Mhm.
So you have to
Which
use.
is for us is already quite rough.
Yes, it is rough. So you have to use. I'm not sure if correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is 400. So I'll use something
Higher.
after that, like a larger number. So this 600.
600. This is God hand
Sanding
sponge. Yes.
I don't have 600 for sandpaper, so we'll go with this one now. So I'll do. I'll try to like what you call this. Avoid making round areas because this is for round, mainly for round.
Mm-hmm.
Um, What I do is I slowly sand. I don't put pressure. I just do this.
And guys, I think as you've watched our workshop, it's a common pattern that in using tools in Gunpla, most of the tools you don't need to apply pressure.
Yes. Let
The
it do
tool
its own
itself
thing.
will create the work. Yes.
So here, I'll sand the whole surface. And the reason why we're doing this is we're trying to remove the scratch that this one has made. So
The file flatten the surface,
Mhm.
straighten the surface, and the sandpaper or the sanding sponge will be the one to remove the scratches. There's a bit of debate going on here. Johnny is like baby nipper for the win, and Ahmed is
nipper,
like Tamiya 123 for the win. Yeah, so
okay, let's continue.
Johnny, if you're listening, when you're doing all those beautiful cars, are you using the baby nipper?
Yeah, let
Tell
us
the
know.
truth.
I
Let us
wanna
know,
see.
Johnny.
Yeah. So now we've removed the scratch of the sandpaper using the file using the sanding sponge. So as you can see, that's
It actually looks
Smooth.
better already.
in the camera. It looks better, but up close there
Up
are
close,
still
there are
some
still marks.
scratches,
Yeah, yeah,
yes.
yeah.
So we want to remove the scratch.
I just want to like show them that actually with that very minimal effort,
Mm.
it's actually better
That's
than
it.
like leaving it alone.
Yeah, exactly. Better than this one.
Better than nothing.
Yep.
Better than just cutting and assembling.
That
It's
minimal
already
effort.
okay,
yes.
yeah.
So what we want to do is remove the scratches that this one has made. Let me try and close it up maybe, and see if we can.
Yes, Ali. Yeah, Mickey used the file in one direction only. It's what was your explanation for it?
Okay, so if you use the file in two directions, like for example, you do it this way, you will not see what you're sanding, and you will eat up more plastic before you know
Yeah,
it.
before you can stop.
So it's basically if you're doing both side of sanding, filing, you're applying pressure to it as well.
Way too much.
Yeah. So
And then files have, I don't know if they can see it, but they have different patterns.
yes, exactly.
It also
Like
depends on the pattern.
diamonds, yeah.
Yes.
But usually the one I have is like a diagonal.
Diagonal line,
This is a
yeah.
very old.
There are some files that are meant for like the back and forth
back
motion.
and forth, yeah.
Usually they're bigger ones, and
The
then you
bigger
place
ones.
it in there, and then you take your plastic, and your plastic will be the one that
Yeah.
you
Say, for
you
example,
file on it. Yeah.
Let's see, we have that kind of file. We have. We have that. Let's check the diamond file. Let me check. No, I don't have it here. It's probably.
But yeah, you get the point. So yeah, it's better
Usually, but for clean build, I do this
just
one side only.
motion only.
Because you don't see what you're
Yeah, absolutely.
filing. So the next step is if you guys can see, there are still more scratch. Let's close up. What we need to do next is remove the scratch that the 600 has made by using 800. So next
Now this is the progressive sanding.
progressive sanding. It's
Progressive means like you go from like rougher
called-
rougher grip to like finer and finer and finer grip. So
And
yeah, we
also,
started at like your file is 400, and then the sanding sponge is 600, and now you're going to use 800.
Exactly. So I'm sure everyone has noticed that there is a white stress
now
mark.
you can see it.
There's
Yes.
still white stress mark there that this one has done, because this snipper is not as sharp as the God hand. So let's try to remove that more scratches. I'm still doing the same stroke of sanding, because this is a very like thin area. If I have a large surface like this one, I would go round usually, but this one is a very thin area. I'm trying to avoid the round
Like the edge, the
edge,
angled edge.
yeah, angled edge, yes.
So you don't want to destroy the shape of the piece. Yeah.
So as you can see, it turns white because of this, because of the powders of the plastic. And then try to feel if it no longer has the scratch.
Johnny did not respond. Johnny, where are you?
What happened to you?
Let us know.
Alright, now it's a bit smoother than usual.
Way
because we
smoother.
We removed the scratch of this. But if you wanna go further, because the way this sandpaper, it helps me do the job like quick actually. This sandpaper does everything faster.
Yes.
But if you just use some, like for example this
Sandpaper.
sandpapers, there are like more work basically. This one has like a better outcome immediately. So let's continue. There are still some scratch on the 800.
And you'll I guess
And
you'll progress.
I'll continue with 1000
Nice.
here. That's the 1000. I continue with the same process. Just slowly sand it. Don't worry guys, I'll show you guys the same process in the flat surfaces like this.
Mm-hmm.
Because this one is the first one we did with the messed up cutting.
But I think like they get the idea
Mm-hmm.
behind it. Yeah.
So let's see if we have.
Guys, you have any questions? Ask away. Share the live stream.
Alright, so next, I think that's not enough. Yeah, wait, you guys can see. If you guys see any scratches still, let me know. Because I cannot see with here. I can no longer see it. And then there's still white dot there.
There's the white dot.
So this is the way that I didn't do the cutting properly.
So
This is
the white
side.
dot is the product of not cutting it properly.
Yes, exactly.
So it went deeper than the rest of the plastic. So that's why it's like even after sanding it, you still see
have
the
it.
white mark.
So
to remove that white mark, you have to sand more.
Yeah, I
But
have
we
to
won't.
sand more, but the way I do it, well, I'll show you guys. There's like, I hope it removes this one. I'm using my nail. Let's see. Okay, let's use the nail to go deep. And then there's still white. Let's trying to do it as much as I can. Scratch it. Okay, so the white mark is gone, I guess. So it
But there's still that line there.
there's
And
still line, and you have to
you have to remember we did it on purpose.
we did it on purpose.
We messed
yeah.
it up. Yeah. So yeah.
Don't worry, I'll show you guys
It
the
takes
one
more
that
effort.
has proper cutting as well. So
Mhm.
that's the clean one. It's gone, right?
That's really clean now.
Yep. Now let's proceed with the other parts that has, let's say, a flat area.
Guys, if you notice, if you've ever like visited us before and you ask us how long does it take to
Mhm.
build a particular kit, sometimes you'll see us like doubt our answers.
Yes, because we have our own process.
We have like different ways of doing it.
Mhm.
Like me personally, I don't like I don't finish a kit in just like one session, just one sitting. I do it. I prolong it because I have to clean the
if
full
you wanna
arm
do
before I
clean
move
builds,
on.
Yeah, for example, the way I clean build is I builds one day
Uh-huh.
for 2 hours only.
For 2 hours.
I
only.
sit in
Mhm.
2 hours and yep.
Mhm.
I sit in 2 hours just to clean one part of my kit. For example, 1 foot for 2 hours, something like that. But it's not to scare you guys, but that's how I build my kits. I don't
So
rush
sometimes
everything.
if you ask us here, how long does it take to build this particular kit? Sometimes you'll hear someone say 2 hours.
2 hours.
Someone say like a month.
A month.
Me, if you ask me, it's probably I'll say a month
Hmm.
because that's just me. But
Yeah.
yeah. James is saying, be careful of over sanding because it will
Exactly.
end up reshaping the corners. Exactly. Yes.
So that's why I'm not. That is why I wasn't like pushing. I wasn't sanding so much.
Mhm.
because
And you're
I-
keeping the sanding sponge straight as well.
Yes, exactly.
To avoid like reshaping the the
Mhm.
angles. Inside.
So now we'll proceed with this. So as you can see, I left a small, a small knob there. I didn't go direct.
I
like,
see. Oh,
to the
nice,
end.
nice. Yeah.
That is with using this, of course, or also this. It will work the same as well. But in this way, I will do the same process of filing,
Mhm.
with one side only. And this one, the one I'm only hitting is that knob.
Yeah,
Okay.
make sure.
Make sure you
Guys-
only hit that knob.
Guys, if you're not holding up the file straight, it will
Hit something else.
Yeah, something else, and you'll have scratches all over.
Or uneven areas. For example, you have an angle here, something like that. Most of the people has like do it this way.
No!
You're not hitting the plastic.
You're
So-
not hitting the plastic at all, you're doing damage.
You're doing damage. So I do it straight.
While you're doing that, Mickey, Omel is asking, can you clean with a hobby knife only?
I'll show you guys something like that, but
The simple answer is yes.
yes, you can clean,
But not
as
the
clean.
same level as cleaning.
Exactly. Yeah. I'll show you guys as well how it will look like if you just use a hobby knife. So I'll just, as you can see, I'm hitting some other parts because the knob mark is now even as the
Exactly.
as the
yeah. You've
flat
already
surface.
sanded off.
I already
yeah.
sanded off. So I'll continue because there's still some white mark and I'm trying to get rid of that. We call this, there's like a square white mark here. Yeah, that square-ish mark there. I'm trying to get rid of that with the
Yes.
file. And slowly, you see it's flat now. And
Nice.
then I need to go even more because there's still white.
And if you do get scratches on the other parts, that's perfectly normal.
That's
you try to
normal.
avoid as much as you can, but there are parts that you won't really like. There are parts that you will miss. Progressive sanding.
Progressive
sanding will
So
remove that or
yeah,
fix that. for
that's the all scratch up
you. Mhm.
parts
Mhm.
because we already got rid of the knob mark here. It's all gone. Right? You
Yeah,
can
yeah.
see.
That big one, that
The
big
big
knob
one.
mark earlier,
It's
all
gone now.
Yeah.
That's when you stop using this.
Mhm.
So now we'll continue the same process as earlier with the 600.
Mhm.
Sometimes I continue with 400 to scratch it up even more to make the even to make an even scratches to all of them. So
I can't wait for like a workshop on building car models and the way they do the progressive sanding in
Oh, yeah.
cars. I heard it's a different thing
it's a
altogether with
different
cars.
thing. It goes to 10,000
Yeah, Johnny.
sandpaper.
Johnny, if you're listening,
Okay, I'll use the
teach
400.
us. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll use the 400 to scratch up the whole area
Mhm.
because you want an even area
Exactly.
for cleaning it up. Because if you just sand only on that part only, it will be uneven.
Yes.
So you have to make sure that this entire area is, as you can see here, I'm doing
It's
round.
uniform. Yeah.
I'm doing round sanding. And now
You're
we
able
have-
to do round sanding because it has a
It's
bigger
flat, yes.
surface now. Yeah, and it's flat.
and
Unlike
always
earlier.
clean. There's some excess plastics. Always clean your area. Yep.
Guys, these God hand sanding sponge, they're available at Otaku.
Mhm.
They have sets. They have like sets of like 400, 600, 800, 1000.
So basically that's this
Yeah.
set.
That's what you need. Yeah.
So I'm just cleaning up right now, and as you guys can see here, that's all scratched.
But guys, the brush that Mickey is using, it's not
Just a bit-
available at Otaku. He stole that from his wife. His wife is now at home like
She's
putting
not
on the
using it
makeup and
anymore.
like, where's my brush?
I forbid her from using makeup, so I take
You took the brush.
I took the brush. So now we continue with 600 with the same process. Just sand and sand until we get rid of the scratch of
Mm-hmm.
the 400.
It's like watching one of those like satisfying videos.
Okay, you see some white powders there.
Now I understand why
Then-
gunpla is very therapeutic and meditative. This is like you're just blocking out everything and you're just like sanding.
Yep. So let's scratch now.
Nice.
So we're done using this one earlier. So I'll show you guys this sandpapers. They are sandpapers. So if you notice, I wrote 800 there because I keep forgetting what their grit is. Let's just cut one small piece. So that's the 800.
And guys, in case if you're wondering, if you've used the either the sanding sponge or sandpaper once, don't throw them away.
Yeah. You
Keep using them. Keep using them until they're almost like fine as paper.
Yeah.
Where all their grits have been like removed already.
Or it's not giving the or it's not giving the
cutting.
outcome.
I mean, it's not filing anymore. It's not
Yeah.
sanding anymore. Yeah, that's when you replace it. But as long as it's still working, keep using it. Don't throw them away in like one use.
So now let's use the 800 to do the same process, like removing the scratches of 600. As you can see, I'm doing the same roundish, sometimes straight, sometimes I go around. I don't know, it's kind of my muscle memory.
Yeah, and it's therapeutic. Like I
Yeah.
say, it helps you calm down.
There's also another process called wet sanding. Using the
Yes. Can you tell
sandpaper.
us more about wet sanding?
Wet sanding is basically it gives you a better, smoother outcome, even if even though you're just using 800 or 1000.
Exactly.
It's smoother than without water, and also, well, if you're sanding, there are some dusts.
Yeah.
You know, it does not go on your
So
in your
wet
nose.
sanding, you add water.
Yes.
Usually,
so I'll show you guys that.
yeah. Usually, I've seen people do wet sanding on car models.
What? Yeah.
Yes.
Core models as
So-
always.
Because in a car model, most of the time you want the result to be as clean or I mean as shiny as possible. Unlike if you're building a tank or an aircraft, like you can go gritty with it, you can
Yeah.
weather it. But in a car, most of the time you'll want like a brand new car once you're done doing it. So yeah, sanding is a big thing, a big part of doing car models.
So in this, I think we're done with the 800. As you can see, it's a bit smoother now, but
Ali is saying, I've used the same God hand sanding sponge for at least 2 years now. Ali, are you sure it's still sanding? 2 years, Ali? Really?
maybe I'm doing the same thing, but I don't know. I have a lot of them. Yeah, so we're done with 800. Now we go with 1000. As you can see, this one is used with only that side. This is 1000 grits. Continue with that side. It's
And
just-
James actually taught me something.
Mhm.
That the other side, supposedly I thought this is a useless side.
Mhm.
This is actually, it has a grit as well.
It has some
It
grit,
has
yes, yes.
like a fine, very
Mm.
fine grit, like a 10,000.
Like a finishing
Like
grit,
a
yes,
finishing
as well.
grit. So if you wanna like do like a finishing to make like your car model sparkling, you can use the back of your sandpaper.
So
Amazing.
I continue this.
Omel was like 2 years, kinda a bit way too much. Ali, look at your
Change.
sanding sponge.
Okay, I can give you some, Ali.
Make sure that it still has grit.
Okay, let's continue.
Going back.
Let's see.
We only have 11 viewers, guys.
Come on.
Share it. Tell your friends.
Not a lot of people are interested in clean build.
Clean
This is your
build is
basic.
very important.
Yeah, it's very important. Now the 1000 did the smooth one.
Wow.
Let's do it more.
Yeah.
I guess. I'm not satisfied. As long as you're satisfied with the smoothness of it, you'll have to continue. But me, I'll do it a bit more. And then remove the dusts. So wet sanding helps you as well to get rid of the dust, because if you smell that it inhale the dust.
Yeah. You guys have
That's
to be
not
careful.
healthy,
If
yeah.
you can wear a mask when you're building, please do so.
Mhm.
So remember, these are still like dust particles
Mhm.
that, as much as
They are
possible,
still
don't
plastic, yeah.
inhale it. Yes.
And then what I always do when sanding is feel the plastic if it's smooth enough
Yes.
in each grit that I'm
Use
using.
your hand,
Yeah,
exactly.
use your
Feel it.
finger. So you can see here, you still see some lines, right? That's the like some scratches that's still done by this. So we have to continue with the next grits. That's the 1500.
Nice.
I'm just using some hardware. Uh,
Is it the same? Like the 600 grit that you can buy in a hardware store, and the
There are-
600 grit in a hobby store is the
there
same,
are
right?
difference with the hobby grade
Yes, I think so.
sandpaper. This one is a hobby grade sandpaper.
Yeah, the industrial one will. I'm not sure,
There's
but I
still some
don't.
scratches, but yeah, if you're patient enough to use the same
Uh-huh.
the hobby grade hardware type of
Industrial
sandpaper,
grade ones.
yeah,
Yes.
then you're still good to go.
Yeah.
But we
To be
recommend
sure,
something.
just go to Otaku and me.
Go to the
Go to our website and
then
order this sanding sponge.
grab one of these. I'll show you what the 1000.
We have a lot.
Yep, this is the 1000 kit that I'm using. Mr. Cruz, that's this one. So still have how many? 4 I only used like one fourth of
Yeah,
the first.
it will last you years on
Yeah.
end.
Still more. I still have 3 pieces whole and then 1/4 of the other. 3/4 of the other one. So that's this. And let's continue with 1500. This is 15. Let me write some numbers on it. I keep forgetting what grit are they. So I have to write them down.
Guys, talk to us. 13 viewers.
Let's keep
Ask us
Sanding.
questions. Let us know that you're with us.
Mm-hmm. 1/5. That's one. This is 1/5. Let's see. I'm still sanding and remove the dusts. Yeah, and my hands are not now feeling that it is smooth. If you wanna see here, that's smooth enough.
Yes.
And we can go even further if you wanna like bring it to
go progress even more. You got
Yeah.
the 2000,
You have 2000,
2500,
2000 here.
3000.
Let's cut out some small piece and write down their number. Don't bother with my handwriting. It's not good. Now 2000. As you can see, it's smooth enough for bare plastic. If you're planning on top coating, you can stop at 2000.
Yeah,
But if
because
you-
the top coat will do the job
Yeah,
anyway.
will
But
do.
if you're not, then you can continue progressing. But you have to remember that do not over sand
Yep.
or over file.
Don't apply pressure on
Yes.
any kind of sandpaper. Let it do its job. Yes, I'm just doing straight strokes like this, sometimes round. That's how I sand. This is 2000.
Amel is building right now while watching us. Amel, why are you not here? We're already used to you building here
Yeah.
while we're doing the workshop. If we run out of sandpaper, who's gonna lend us some sandpaper?
Let's continue even more. And that's it. For 2000, if you want to go even further, there are sanding sponge.
And guys, this
That-
does not only work on Gunpla.
Yeah, it works on
This
everything.
works on plastic model kits in general.
Mhm.
Tanks, planes, cars, ships, sci-fi, whatever you're into.
Mhm.
Your Dragon Ball. The Dragon Ball kits,
They have soft
Since
plastic.
they are supposed to resemble like real people or not humans, they're not humans, they're science, but
Uh-huh.
they're supposed to resemble like organic.
Yeah, they need.
I think
to
it's
have
very
some
important
smooth
that they
skin.
have like smooth like
Skin,
body
yeah.
parts,
Yeah.
like no knob marks. So
Yeah,
yeah.
you don't want to see a knob mark on your clothes. Something like that. Well,
Like
essentially,
on Goku's face, you don't want to see knob marks, man.
yeah,
Because people will mistake it for like
some.
cyst or tumor or
Oh, yeah, yeah.
something.
And
Remove it.
Yeah, next is I have here the God Hand 6,000, 8,000, and 10,000. There's a 4,000.
Man.
It's way too high comparing to
Mm.
2,000. This 2,000. I have 6,000, 8,000, and 10,000. We'll try to make this as glossy as possible.
Nice.
So there's supposed to be 4,000 here, but I cannot find it.
Well, I think skipping
You
is
can
fine.
skip,
Yeah.
basically 4,000. So,
I'm not saying that he's on call.
mm.
Yeah, emergency works is on observation status. We understand, Omel.
No!
No! Your work or here?
So 6,000 basically gives you like the semi-gloss finish. As you can see here, it's a bit of reflective now.
Yeah. Semi-gloss, also known as satin.
Satin, yes.
Like, that's the old... No. Not saying old people use that term, but...
Well, it's another term for
before,
it.
yeah, it's more commonly known as satin. Yeah.
Mhm.
Semi-gloss is like the middle ground of like a flat finish and a glossy finish.
Yep. Next, remember how shiny, semi-gloss it is? We'll try to we'll continue with 8,000. Mm-hmm.
So guys, patience is the real key here. We've been on it for like half an hour now, and we're just on that like one small part.
Yep.
The thing is, like, I myself will not move on until I'm satisfied
Done,
with how
yes.
clean it is. Because in the end, you'll display it. It will be there. Friends will see it. Family will see it. And you want it to be as nice as possible because you built it. Remember, you're the one who built it. If it's
Mm.
not clean, then it'll be a reflection of you in a way.
Yep.
So yeah, it's nice to like make sure they're clean.
Also, it gives you like a self-satisfaction.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Even though no one sees it, no one
Yeah,
views your
just you
display.
looking at it. You don't want to look at it and
If
just
you see your,
knob marks
display,
and scratches
yeah.
and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, I experienced that firsthand as well. Like I have my old kits displayed along with the clean built ones,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of want to separate them.
Like, yeah, like I'm ashamed
Okay,
of like my old
move.
kids.
But I still put them together to see the difference
Yeah.
of like the progress I've made.
To
throughout.
always remind you of
Yes.
how crappy it used to be.
So 8,000. That's 8,000. See the reflection of the light now,
Mhm.
and
Wow,
then we can go
that's
for
almost-
10,000.
That's still semi-gloss, right?
Yep.
Yep. That's
Okay,
amazing.
now in 10,000, and you guys will see. Look at this part, huh? Check this out, this part, and we'll compare that to this one and 10,000.
Wow. Now it's even better than it originally was.
So let's compare
I
it with
swear.
the normal plastic. So that's yours
That's out of the box.
out of the box.
Never been touched, never been filed or
Yep. Then
sand. And that's the one that you did progressive sanding on. Look
Yeah.
how the light shines on that.
see the reflections
Man,
here.
not much.
Let's show the same parts. Well, I clean built this part. I will clean built this part as well, so you will see the reflection here. But unlike this one, you can see the reflection. So that's the complete progress of sanding until
And
10,000.
So, if you do that on a hole, you'll almost get like a semi-gloss finish.
Semi-gloss.
And
yes.
but if you're looking for like a flat or matte effect, you
Mhm.
can always top coat it after,
Yeah, you can
and
stop
then still
actually.
get the, or you could have stopped earlier.
Yeah, stops with 1.5 or 1,200.
Correct.
I actually don't. I rarely use this. It depends on what kit I'm building. So, for
Mhm,
example, I have an
mhm.
RG that has like a gloss finish.
Mm-hmm.
I use this to until the for the whole kit actually.
Yes, yes.
So to keep the glossy finish.
Shine, and then you mentioned the whole kit, so
Mm.
it's uniform. Like the
Mm.
whole kit is uniform. You
Yeah.
don't just want to like put makeup on just your face,
Oh yeah,
then
and
and it's uneven, right?
you have
You-
one side blush on one side and
blush on one side and the other is not.
Yeah.
So yeah, you
So
want
as
it
you can
uniform. Looks
that's
better.
the glossiness of 10,000 grits. And let's compare that to uncleaned one. See here. That's this part
Man,
is
yeah.
just straight from the cutting only, and you don't
yes.
clean it. And then this is the different one after
Man.
you sand it. I know that's a lot of process. to
But
do
this is really an eye opener. Like seeing it
satisfaction of
firsthand.
that. Yes.
Yeah. Man.
Mhm.
I hope you guys are inspired because
Mhm.
I'm definitely inspired. Like,
We can
this is something that I want to
Mhm.
achieve every time I build.
can keep
It's
showing
amazing.
that. And what else? Some of you might have noticed. We're done with the sanding, the progressive sanding,
Mhm.
but we'll go back with that because some of you might have noticed some of your kits has that
Yes.
line, those lines. Those are like
Honestly, I don't do anything with that.
those are
That's-
mold lines as
These
well.
are mold lines as well,
Yes,
right?
so you have to sand them down. It
Wait,
depends
is
on
that
how.
when like plastic is injected inside the mold,
Yes,
right?
the
So this is
liquid-
plastic, this is liquid plastic, and then they meet.
Yes, exactly.
And then the part where they meet, that's that line.
That's
right?
the line. Yes,
Yes.
it's more commonly shown on a lot of like flat surfaces.
And the big surfaces.
yeah, big
Yeah.
surfaces as well because they require a lot of liquid.
Exactly, exactly.
So what you have to do. This is part of
This
also.
is interesting. I haven't dabbled in
Yeah,
that.
this is also part of clean build. So you do the same process. You don't start with this because you don't need this much roughness. You
And
just-
guys, listen closely. If you're planning to enter competitions,
Mhm.
especially some of the competitions that we do, our annual like Modelers Cup, we have the clean build, and these are things that the judges are looking for.
Yep. So what I'll use is the 1,000 grits. Yeah,
Mhm.
this one, the 1,000 grits, and I'll just sand it off. I'll even try to clean up this one
The knob mark along the way. Yeah.
along the way, but I don't think because that requires 800.
Mhm. But yeah, you will just focus on. It's a mold line. Yeah, I
The
guess
mold line,
there's no
yes.
other way.
Focus
You
on the
can
mold
call
line.
it. Yeah.
And I'll leave the other one so you guys can see the difference between them. I think I'm able to remove the knob mark as well.
Well, if you can.
It's gone.
why
Yeah,
not?
it's gone
It's
now.
gone already. Two birds with one stone.
Mhm. So I just scratch off the entire surface to make an even layer. Then, because those mold lines are always on the top of the plastic. So now we have scratch up. We continue with the same process again, like
Mm-hmm.
after 1,000
Progressive sanding.
progressive sanding with 1.5. This is mostly done by not only clean build but what you call this paint. It's also part of painting process. as well.
Mm.
Because
Can
if you
explain
leave
why?
that area and you prime it, you will see
The line.
that line.
Ooh.
Depends on how deep it is.
Ooh.
I've experienced that with one of my kit. I think that
Mhm.
the high grade AZ Gundam,
Mhm.
in the backpack parts, there's a mold line. I left it there. I ignored because I was too lazy.
Mhm.
So
Then
I
it
primed
showed.
it, gloss black, like 1500 black
Mhm.
primer, and then I saw the same line that I saw before I prime it.
Ah.
It
So
sometimes
it has to
happens,
be.
yeah.
I thought before it's just like a visual thing that you see a line, but you're saying that it actually
It
has an
happens,
effect on the
yes.
shape,
Hmm.
so it will actually show.
So
That's good to
sometimes
know.
it shows, sometimes it doesn't. Depends on how
Mhm.
deep it is.
Okay.
as well. So,
Guys, if you just tuned in, we are doing a workshop and we're teaching you guys how to do some clean builds.
see, we're in a
Right
flat
now,
surface
we're
now.
on the process of doing proper sanding using some sandpaper and sanding sticks or sponges.
So now you guys can see this still has the mold line, and
Mhm.
now the mold line here is gone.
Mhm.
So that's the way of getting rid of it.
Mhm.
Sand
Mhm.
it from 1000, sometimes 800. It depends really on how deep it is. But I usually use 1000 grit because it's not really necessary to remove
Remove a lot way
a
more.
lot
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah,
plastic, yeah,
exactly.
because it's just a surface.
Surface level.
Yeah. So, and the way I got rid of the knob as well.
You just sanded it.
Yep, I sanded it
See,
with
guys, how
that.
important sanding is? Like for customers that are new to Gunpla, whenever
Mhm.
I tell, they ask me like, how do you remove this? How do you remove that? And I say sanding. I can see like the shock on their face. Like the kit, you're gonna sand it,
You're gonna scratch
and
stuff?
you're gonna scratch them. You're gonna like damage them.
Mhm.
I know that at first it sounds like why would you do that? But
Mhm.
yeah, there's your
There's a reason.
evidence right there. Yeah, it
So,
actually fixes the kit and make it even better.
yep, exactly.
It's nice.
So now we have the even layer, and
Hi Dexter.
that's
Mm.
how you get rid of the mold lines. So
Mm-hmm.
that's it for the sanding, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So
You guys want to see the wet sanding? It's basically the same.
it's basically the same,
Yeah,
but with water.
with water. Yes,
Uh-huh.
same process, just with water. Make sure that you have everything cleaned, every process.
Mm-hmm.
Because
So we you've taught us how to proper way of like cutting
mhm,
and then trimming the knobs and then sanding it, which
yep.
is basically when I do some builds now, that's basically what I do. Now we is this still part of like having a clean build? Is this like for example, if I'm joining a competition
Mhm.
and it's a clean build competition, is it required to do some panel lines?
Of course,
It
yes.
is, right?
Yeah, you want to show as much detail as you can on your kit.
Mm-hmm.
If you leave it plain, the judges will not
Yeah,
be
you
interested with
need
your
to
kit.
get the interest of the judges right
Exactly.
away. So you have to make those details pop up as much as
Mhm.
you can. So I think the next part is Miki will teach us a little bit about panel lining.
Panel lining. So
We won't go like too in depth. Maybe in the future we'll go like really advanced techniques in panel lining, but just the regular panel lining whenever you're trying to make a neat or clean build.
there are like multiple types of panel line.
Yeah. So you're gonna teach us different ways of doing it. Nice.
Let's get the black one. So we have. Is it this one? Oh, no.
Mr. Vinci Guerra, how are
Oh,
you,
no.
sir? All right, let's go.
No, Vinci is the person that I admire the most in terms
I
of clean
think
build.
for 3 years in a row,
Well, more than that actually.
More
in our
than
group,
that, yeah,
we've never beaten him.
No one beats Vinci in
Clean build, yeah.
build. So
He's the person.
hi.
He's one of the reason that also another reason that I wanna do clean build because that's my kind of my personal challenge.
Yeah.
Like I wanna
To
beat Vinci.
Vinci.
I wanna beat Vinci. That's what I told James as well. I wanna beat Vinci. So
Sorry,
yeah.
sir. Thank you so much for watching.
Hi Vinci.
And if you have
Scared
any tips for us, if you want to share some methods that you're using,
Mhm.
please help us out.
He has a different kind of building.
Almost says clean build and Vinci equals victory.
Yes.
Right. So
Uh,
yeah,
we
show
have
us
a
some of the panel lining
Panel line?
methods, Mickey.
So we have this pen type. It's a pointed type like 1.1, a 0.5 I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have this pour type.
Mm-hmm.
It's a thick one that pours liquid of panel line.
So
then-
those are, I think the markers are the basic one.
Very
right?
basic
the
one.
very
So
basic
that's this
one.
And then we also have this panel line accent. So this is an enamel based paint, basically a paint with a lot of thinner. Black enamel paint with a lot of enamel thinner. So for basic building, I would not recommend using this directly on the plastic because enamel or any type
This is
of
based
paint,
on experience, by
yes,
the way, guys.
also
Yeah.
in any type of paint, especially enamel, will like destroy your plastic.
Yeah, it'll eat
It's-
up the plastic.
It'll eat up the plastic and create cracks, something like that. Some might
Some may not be right away, but
yeah. Well,
in the future, the longer it takes,
it's
the
gonna
plastic gets brittle.
Yeah, exactly.
So we recommend the panel line
Panel line
accent
only.
if you've done your coats, top coat, or
Always-
if you painted.
yeah,
right?
exactly. So for straight building like this, on these two, I'll show you guys basically how to use them.
The markers.
So that's
So
fun.
you'll start with the regular marker, right?
So this is like a normal pen.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you're basically tracing them.
There's a panel line as you can see on this one.
Mm-hmm.
There's a line there. You wanna follow that. That's
Yeah.
called the panel line.
Before you do that, Mickey, I just wanna point out, if you leave them be, they're not as obvious.
Yep.
So you don't really see it.
You don't see
So
them.
the point is tracing them so they become obvious and they become cooler.
Yep.
They
You will
look
see
better.
the difference
Exactly.
exactly. So what I did here is I just wrote a line here.
Yeah.
Like that.
You
That's
just
it.
traced it. Yes.
And if you have some excess, like for example you did some mistake like this, you can just wipe it off with your hand because it's just a normal
Marker.
marker.
Mhm.
You can wipe it off or with an eraser, something like that.
Like a eraser?
Yeah, literally an eraser.
Literally, like from pencils.
Yeah, if you can see
Nice.
this beat up eraser I've been using for panel lining.
That's his eraser since the 3rd grade, guys.
See here, I can just erase it. With
I
my
hope it's not
eraser.
one of those erasers that has like a scent.
Oh no. Just a normal eraser. White eraser.
White eraser.
Yeah.
Nice,
It
nice.
also like if I'm using this, it's very thick, right? So it also helps me to like reduce the thickness
Mhm.
of the panel line. So but this one is already thick, so we don't have to clean it up with this. But yeah, so that's the one I'm using, and then this one is a pour type. Let's proceed to the other one. Let's clean up. Always make sure if you're using something like this, clean your.
It's clean, yeah. It's
parts.
devoid of dust
Mhm.
or
Make sure it goes through. Yeah, it's it.
or any material. Yes.
So what I do, I just you see that
Man, look at that.
it moves on its own.
So basically, you pressed it, and then once you press it, the ink or the paint like flows out,
Close out, yes.
and then you, of course, you put it right onto the panel line,
Hmm.
and then the paint will just go through the panel line.
Exactly.
It will just trace it.
So that, comparing to this, if you're just doing the simple panel line, this shows a lot of mess, but they have a difference in, say for example, you have a thinner panel line like the RGs. This panel line sometimes would not work on those lines because they
Okay.
are very thin.
Very,
So
they are very thin. Exactly.
you cannot reach the line using this thickness.
I mean, you cannot reach like the inside.
The inside of the panel line.
Yes.
So if you erase, sometimes you erase
You
it.
erase the whole thing.
You erase, you erase the whole thing. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
So this is mostly the one I'm using.
Since it's like
Hmm.
it flows the paint onto the
Mhm.
panel line, it goes all the way down.
Yep.
So it's
So
it
that's
works on like the thinner ones,
let's
but
clean up.
it can still be removed. That's the good thing about it.
Yep.
And you don't have to worry about the panel itself because since like the line is scribed onto the plastic, so the eraser will not actually reach down on that part that has
Mhm.
the paint.
Exactly.
So it will just erase the part that is in excess or the ones on the side.
Yep. Sometimes you have to let it dry as well, or like
Mhm.
2 minutes maybe. Let it
Mhm.
dry.
Yeah, let it dry a bit before you actually do the erasing. Vinci says it's all about trial and error. So just keep on building and try to improve in every build.
Exactly.
Very good advice. Thank you so much.
So yeah, I've tried a lot of them, all of them. So all this panel line. I will not use this because
This is an unpainted kit.
unpainted kit is very risky. Some people have will say, yeah, I've been using this same one directly on the plastic.
Guys,
As-
if you feel comfortable,
If you know how to use it, if you can
if you've done it before and you're okay
if
with the result,
exactly, if you
by all
manage
means,
to
yes.
control the enamel
The flow of the
flow,
animal,
it's
yeah.
okay as well. Me personally, I do it as well
Mhm.
in my RG. But in my experience, in my first time using this, it cracked the parts, and I was not happy with that.
Yeah, so we'd rather not risk it.
Yeah, if you're willing to risk, that's okay as well.
Mhm.
It's your
But what we can suggest, if you really want to use the panel line accent, you can top coat it,
clear coat
Clear
with
coat.
the semi-gloss.
semi-gloss.
Mhm.
Semi-gloss first, do your panel lining,
Mhm.
let it properly cure, and then you can top coat it again if you want a glossy finish, another semi-gloss, or
Yes.
maybe a flat one.
Yeah, I got some questions regarding the top
Mhm.
coats, for
Mhm.
example. Yeah, so if you're going to panel line, some questions I've got is, can I go directly with gloss or flats? Because I don't want to buy another top coat
I
just to
understand,
do
yes.
another. There are difference between them. So matte, don't mind my handwriting, is like this. Like
That's the surface.
that's the surface of matte. And semi, don't mind my handwriting again, is like a wave of line. Okay? And then gloss is like,
almost a straight
A
line.
smooth
It's
line.
very smooth.
so you want something that, say for example, this bare plastic is already semi-gloss.
Uh-huh.
And
Or it could
the-
be a little towards matte. Like
closer,
in between,
but in
yeah,
between them.
yeah.
But
Closer to
the-
semi-gloss.
The,
yeah.
the semi-gloss is the one that will help you to make the panel line flow. Because if you use matte and
It
any
won't
of
flow.
this kind of any of this panel line will be, for example, you have this line and you have a matte coat in here.
It will just stay on that point.
It will create something like this dots that you
Yeah.
will never be able to erase.
Exactly.
Because it got stuck on the like
on the
dots
rough
of the
surface
surface,
of the
yes.
matte finish.
If you have semi-gloss, it will flow like
Like
liquid.
normal, yeah. What if gloss? Like
Directly in
it's
gloss,
already shiny.
gloss is very thick. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it creates a thick surface wherein basically something that would protect your plastic even
I see
better.
what you mean.
So
So
if
it seems
you,
like if you put like a panel line over gloss,
it will not go.
it's far away from the plastic because there's a
Yeah,
thick like
yes,
line
exactly.
of
So
coat.
semi-gloss is
Nice.
the one that will help you.
Good to know.
Mm. It's a very thick.
So yeah, semi-gloss first, do your panel lines, and right after that, you can spray it again with any kind of finish that you want.
Exactly. So I guess we're done with the pan line.
We're almost out of time, but real quick, can you show us a little bit of like putting in the decals?
The decals. Okay.
Yeah, just like
We have.
a
Can
few.
you get the
What do you need?
that box? I think I left the decals there. There are decals there. That's alright. So this decal is like a plastic, like sticker style decals, and there are three different types of them. So
Yes.
one is water slide, one is dry transfer. Water slide is the one that you have to cut out, like cut out of the paper and then put it on the water. We don't have that one right now, yeah. But we'll show you guys how to apply
We will
this.
go in depth with that.
In depth with that later
water
on.
slide decals, yeah.
Maybe we can go another, like do another live.
Yeah, we'll do
with
another
that.
live.
Yeah.
We still have that light build with the Zeta Gundam, so
Exactly.
we'll probably do that there.
So here, it's basically applying just applying the
Stickers.
stickers,
So
but
this is a different kind of sticker though. There's like a foil type,
mhm.
and
Foil
this one
is
is
like clear.
it's
one?
like a clear
Yeah.
sticker,
Mhm.
yeah.
But you can see here they have like some excess clear. I'm not sure if it's visible there. It's not reflecting. Is it? Well, it's not visible, but it will be shown after we apply on the plastic. We'll try to get the one that has a lot of clear one. So let's go for number 29. Nope.
And one thing when you're doing decals, guys, as much as possible, avoid using your hand.
Because you cannot tear them up.
Tweezer is really helpful,
Yes.
and the X-Acto knife. Do not use your hand because you'll just ruin it.
Exactly. So I have an X-Acto knife here, and I'll try to like just peel it off. Let's move
Then
it
she says the
closer.
most time-consuming part is the stickers. Yes,
Yes.
I agree.
I'll show you guys how Vinci does his decals. So okay, let me take the part that I don't need to show. I hope I don't break it. Okay, so I'll apply the one in this side. So I have a 7 here, and apply.
You are following the markings like from the manual too.
From
as
the
well,
manual,
right?
yes, we have a manual guide here.
Yeah, there's a markings guide.
So
Exactly.
I'm trying to get that area.
I see. That's nice. Yep.
Okay, so wait. Let's try to apply it.
Guys, thank you so much for staying with us. You guys are the best.
This isn't the way.
And yeah, I hope you guys are learning a lot.
Do it this way.
And subscribe on our YouTube channel.
Alright, so as you guys can see, there's like a wide white area that is included in the
Yeah,
Decals.
that is part of the sticker. If I'm not
exactly.
mistaken,
So I'll show you
yeah.
guys how to get rid of that.
Wow. That's interesting.
With my blade, I have it.
Again, guys, if you don't want to go through this and you just want to put on the decals
Because
or stickers,
don't bother, yeah.
it's fine.
It's fine as well.
But we are teaching you clean build. So the cleaner, the neater it is, the better.
The better.
So yeah, we'll put in more effort in like teaching you how to do this.
Okay, so The one I have here is the long type of exacto. You can also use this, don't worry, but I'm used to this for now.
Mhm.
So what I do in clean build,
You can see it. There you go.
I have to actually go close. Okay, let's take out the parts that we don't need. I don't break anything. Okay, so we don't need that. We don't need that. Okay, let's skip that. And then let's go closer
Mhm.
and try to cut out the excess area. I'm having trouble of seeing it because I'm far away. But I'll try to do my best to get rid
Man,
of
this
it.
is some next level thing here. I mean,
And you still have it there, right? I'll try to peel it off.
just try not to cut the actual mark.
Yeah,
itself.
use your hand lightly. Don't
Mm.
apply pressure to your blade. Always use a new blade.
Yes, a
Use
sharp
new-
one.
Sharp one
So,
because
less effort.
if you have dull blade,
It will just ruin the
Exactly.
decal. Yeah. And don't do this when you're hungry, because you have shaky hands,
Shaky hands.
when you're hungry.
and then take
So
off
make sure you eat something.
the excess area.
Nice.
So that's the excess
Because
area.
that part is you don't need that part.
Mhm. It will
Yeah.
cause silvering on your top
Yes,
coat as well.
exactly.
So
Yeah, the
get-
top coat will make it even obvious, more
Mm,
obvious.
It will
right?
be shown in your top
I
coat. So
see.
if you're going for top coat, remove that.
Omel saying you still got the touch. Mickey never lost the touch, man. What are you talking about?
I'm getting more shakier as well now. So don't worry. I'm going in your path.
In a few years'
2
time,
years time, yes, I'm getting
we'll
there.
get there.
But yeah, that we got rid of that excess plastic here. Now we have a a flat,
Mhm,
a
mhm.
better application of
Yes.
the decals. There's still more, but I need more precision on that.
But yeah, I think you guys get the
Yeah.
point. You'll just have to do it on the rest of the like the extra
Mhm.
like white stickers. But yeah, you need more precision, and yeah, with that one, you need more concentration. If you
And,
can see the setup that we have here, there's like a lamp in front and camera in front of Mickey, so he
Yeah.
can't really like get in there like up close. So
Mhm. But
we'd rather not
yeah.
risk it, right? Yeah.
Some of the decals as well, if you notice, is they have like an excess area that hangs around the plastic. You
Mm.
can see. I'm not sure if you guys can see here. There's an excess here that
Mhm.
hangs around. So what I do in that is I just let a blade pass through it.
Almost like my apologies. You don't need to apologize, man.
So I let a blade
We love
pass
you,
through
Amel.
it evenly and
Mm.
got rid of that small, very thin plastic. Yeah, people will say it's not really necessary to remove that. And yeah, it's not really necessary,
It's
but
not necessary, but
for me,
he wants to.
if in my experience, that's the one that causes the decals to peel off.
Ooh, because it's hanging on
It's
the
hanging
edge.
in there on the edge and it's getting some.
Yeah, whenever you touch it, you're gradually like trying to remove the sticker.
Exactly.
So yeah.
So it hangs there and you will peel it off later on.
Man, these are some next level things that I haven't even tried.
Mm.
But yeah, I'll definitely try it later.
So that's gone now. And that's it for
Vinci
the decals.
does this way, right?
Even better.
Even better.
Yeah, he said clear the borders.
Yeah. sorry.
Yeah, I'll try to clean it as much as I can. Yeah, Vinci can do it even better, but
Yeah.
that's how Vinci does it.
But yeah,
Clean the
that's amazing tip.
borders. You want me to clean the border?
So we don't really have enough time for like, but that's pretty much it, guys. So just remember, you need to start from the beginning, obviously.
Yep.
And the first thing that you do is you cut out the parts. So from cutting the parts, you already have to cut it the proper way. So we've gone through that, how to cut the proper way, the right side to cut, like the gradual cutting, not cutting directly from the runner. And then after that, you go and trim the knobs using your file or your knife. And then you go with progressive sanding. That is the when you sand, you use like a rougher grit, and then you eventually move on to like finer and finer grit until you get like a really nice finish.
Yep.
And then after sanding, you can go ahead and do your panel lining. So we taught you how to use the markers, two types of markers, the regular marker and the pour type marker. And then the accent, we didn't try it, but in our next workshops, we'll definitely show you how to use the panel line accent. And yeah, we just showed you how to properly put in the decals and like trim it, clean it, so it doesn't look like that it's sticker. It looks like that it's like actual markings there on your kit.
Also, yeah, follow up on like cleaning knobs and clean bills. There are people who has been asking, can we clean plated kits?
Ooh.
I would say no. Plated sanding. This process is basically trying to get into the plastic that is not messed up, like scratched off or something. Because if you sand off a
Plated kit, you just ruin it.
yes, you will just ruin it. I would suggest getting a better nippers or
you can't really avoid it.
Yeah,
like
you cannot
there are some gold plated kits that are undergated, and you're lucky if you have that one, but there are some that is not undergated, so you
is
just
not
have to live with the
100%,
fact that there's gonna be like a mark in there. So we don't suggest you sanding it at all. That will ruin the plastic, but there's ways to touch it up. There are ways to touch it up,
Like
we're using
painting,
using
yes.
markers,
Gun markers.
and we'll talk about that in a future
We have a
session.
workshop for that. Yes.
We have a workshop for that. Stay tuned for that.
We're excited for that because
After putting in the decals, some of the things that you can still do, you can top coat. So yeah, there's like the most common top coats is the matte finish, semi-gloss and glossy. Depends on what kind of effect you're trying to use. You go in top coat, and then like proper posing, like when you're displaying your kit. Like by all means, if you want them standing like static, then go ahead and do that. But the best way to post them is to post them in a dynamic way. Use action bases to give them more freedom in posing. And yeah, make use of the articulation of the kit, especially if you got like a very articulated one, like an RG or some of the new high grades. So I guess that's it for now. I hope you guys
learned a
lot, if at all. So we're really happy that you guys stayed with us all throughout the almost 2 hours of workshop. Yeah, so that was the rundown of the whole. Next week, we'll have another workshop with James at TK07 MechWorks. We're still trying to confirm what the topic would be, but it still has to do with like basic customizing. So we've done the scribing, we've done the basic application of upgrade parts and detailing parts. So I think the next plan will be like how to reshape the actual plastic. Reshaping. So we're getting more and more advanced, guys. So we want you to go into customizing, like give you more freedom on your gunpla kits. Guys, be sure to subscribe on our YouTube channel.
Otaku Middle East.
Otaku Middle East. We can like create more content for you guys
Mhm.
and more platform for you guys. So we want you to subscribe on our YouTube channel.
We will show it at the end of the live stream.
Yes, we will.
The accounts.
And watch out for our new website. Probably in 2 weeks'
2 weeks' time.
it'll be activated. It has better layout, better access to more features of the site, loyalty points, collector cards, and
Mhm.
with the new website, that means we can ship all
Wo-
over the world.
International.
International shipping.
Not just GCC.
There's just GCC, but it open
Mm.
in the whole world. Well, technically all
As
over the
long as
world.
the
As long as
Aramex-
Aramex can deliver
Yeah, yeah,
there,
yeah.
we can get it to you. And we have a new competition. We'll probably announce it on Sunday.
Mhm.
So watch out. We'll have a live stream on Sunday. We'll highlight the new deals of the week, and then we'll talk about our new competition.
Yep.
This new competition is very exciting for us. Like,
It's not your usual
it's not your
competition.
usual gunpla competition.
Yeah.
And we're also very excited. Some of the staff have already like started doing
Mhm.
their stuff. Of course, they won't enter the competition, but they want to experience the competition because
Exactly.
it's something different. It's something unique. So please watch
Should,
out for
should
that.
should we give them some clue?
It has to do with the classic kits.
Yeah.
Yeah. If
Has to
you
do with
remember
classic
with the
kits.
classic kits, the classic Gundam kits, it has something to do with that.
Mhm.
But what do you do with it? We can't tell you yet.
We will announce it.
Wait for it and then watch us on Sunday.
Yep.
We'll give you the rundown on that competition. Well, thank you so much, guys, and I hope you guys have a great night ahead on
Yep.
this beautiful Friday. Happy weekend,
Mhm.
and
Always remember.
always remember,
Think
think outside the kits. Bye bye.